Right. So just put the link to it in the chat. I was just saying, so when I'm logged in Google Chrome, before yesterday and the day before, it kept bombarding me with microphone ads, which I already purchased. So, but now it stopped. I don't know if it's listening to the stream, if Google, because Google's transcribing all the videos. So better be nice to Google. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, the microphones are back, so I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. It's transcribing stuff live, and when you mention something in the YouTube stream, so Google starts giving you ads of whatever you mentioned. We can try it out. What else should I? I wonder if I mention interest rates, banking. Would it after some time start showing me ads? No, it's still Centacom. Actually, yeah. Anyhow, because I think 2 days ago something it did come up, so I have to test the new tool, right? So I was doing it in Chrome by mistake, and it was giving me ads of a cardiologist, which was a good surprise. But now it's back to some crappy ads. Anyhow, so it seemed to be giving me generic ads now. Yeah, so if I do the same thing in Edge, where I'm not signed in, it's giving me those generic ads. Yeah, Grammarly and stuff. That's the usual suspect. But yeah, I don't see the cardiology ad anymore. Sometimes when you go resources, I think it recognizes a lot of devices and things in here and datasets. Then it will give more specific ads. But yeah, anyhow, so I'm not using Bing or Chrome. I'm actually using Firefox with an ad blocker, and that works like a charm. First of all, because I'm pretty sure it might have trouble if you have any ads in the middle somewhere. It might having trouble filtering them out. But make my mouse bigger. Big enough. And that's the largest one you can get. My eye can go down the bottom. Turn it green or red or something. It's the color of my logo. That if it's too big or something, but I'll leave it that. Yeah, so all those links. Yeah, I mean it will be. Yeah, still haven't updated this. There were titles there for the different charts that I had to put in. No, it's way. Yeah, it's way too big. What happens if I make the window larger? Because I also have to check how it will look like on a mobile device. Yeah, so this one is not auto sizing. Yes, say if this was your finger on a mobile device, will have to be. This becomes a bit murky to know. It must be a Firefox thing. The mobile device will be. What if the size is. What doesn't anchor to 100? It's just annoying. Right, now it does. So mobile device will be about. Yeah, the scroller is not auto sizing. We can fix it straight away. Yeah, and then yeah, so you can't scroll and look at all the charts at once. So in theory, they have to go smaller. This can probably go above the. So if the scroller was here and those were a bit smaller, you could probably see them all at once. I'm not sure, but yeah, it still won't fit. Here we have to check. Yeah, make it more any screen kind of user friendly. We open Labview and G web development. And I'll also yeah, I remember this thing didn't like the mouse. It's doing all this funny business. The link works, not moving. Oops. Like the moving business. You have to make it. It seemed to. Yeah, I don't know, just weird. Yeah, at least this one is not jumping between colors too much. Yeah, it looks okay now. Once you go too large, Okay, no, it's like yeah, it's doing something fun, especially in Labview. Yeah, now it's a bit better. Yeah. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor or not. There's actually this OBS settings. Can't find it at the moment. So yeah, let me know if you want to see anything specific on bodychaos.com. Otherwise, yeah, probably have to change the list to include because what we have now, top, bottom left there. I can't go there with my mouse. Just weird. Can only do. Can actually only do it if I open OBS. What's behind it? Ah, there's another. It is topics. Yeah, someone actually asked for a topics, but I can't stay on topic anyhow, so might as well take them out. Just have them somewhere else. Just have the logo in there. Yeah, you can see all the topics. It's anything on bunnychaos.com. Should have the link in the chat. That's what's being discussed. My clicks going through the noise filter or not? Seem to be able to filter the mouse clicks, the noise filter. So I wonder if where is it? The microphone noise removal. Yeah, it has to be that strong. Yeah, and I can see the noise. I'm not listening to it, but and this one as well. Not sure if it's making the sound any better or not. I think to begin with, I thought it doesn't make any difference, but maybe it is. So where were we? I'll just assume the site is working okay. I could just test things in the G web development itself, or run it in the browser on the like local proxy, NXG proxy. So let me know if you like any. Yes, all the topics. I removed the topics from the what is it, from the right of my screen, because they're pretty much all on the website. There should be a link in the chat to the site. Probably have to update this at some stage. There's some questions that have been asked before about it. This one is the most recent tool. If you haven't checked it out, please go online, check it out. Let me know what you think. If you like any updates to the user interface, we can definitely facilitate those. Not entirely sure about this isoelectric voltage. I think it's varying the amplitude of the peaks, so they're not all the same. We probably have to make this number go larger. But this one we will leave it as is for now, unless you have any specific requests for it. This one meant to be the EEG generator, but it's just noise at the moment. Well, all of it is just noise. So I'm not sure how I can. Oh, right. Now we need to make some comments on this one. So the big thing about it is that it doesn't have a backend, no API, so it's not calling anything else. It's just HTML and JavaScript. So the advantage of it is that it can be accessed securely as well. So if we keep it that way, which might be a bit hard if we're trying to do something useful, but one option would be having a synthetic, say, EEG spike, just as an array and just numbers, and it will be just going on top of the random noise. So have to try it out. I wasn't sure how to. Surely I don't have to manually enter an array. Should be able to either just copy paste or draw it out. Copy pasting, we could have another tool where Labview is generating something, exporting as JSON file, and then we take the numbers out of it. We can try that. How do we do it? Yeah, that's the one with no API. The signal generator should call it just EEG. It's called EEG. The HTML is called EEG. Just change this. I think this string appears if the image is not present. Well, there's no image for this one. Yeah, once we get something useful out of it. But the idea for it was to be able to inject overlay, whatever you call it, is like say EEG spike, classic neural spiking onto this signal. But the constraint is that we want to keep this with no backend, so just HTML and Java. That would be awesome. So this is a limiting factor. And so this one could be, yeah, I've seen it ages ago. It's haven't been updated in a while. It's another Labview example. Some things in here don't even work. But it should be right. You can add white noise on top of it. I don't know, that one doesn't seem to work. No, it does work. Right, because I increased the output there. And this could be handy. Having a weird uh, it's going all the way up to 100 seconds. I mean, do I even have a source code for it? You can open front panel. Will convert. Okay. Do I? Right. Oh, this is all the parameters. Execute once. Doesn't do anything. Why? I have to start again. How do I get the front panel of that? Yeah, we can get rid of that. This is weird. Block size. Signal time. Yeah, we're interested in EG. This thing, how do I get the same user interface? Spectrum preview. When I change it into VI or sub VI, right? Is it some? Wait, it's just the same. What? It's the same output. Is it the one that I just generated by converting this one into a sub VI, or? And where is the frequency response? The spectrum preview. Power distribution settings. Right, that's the source code. Can I run this here for the sec? Nothing, nothing else works when you have it open. What? So we can't use it because we can't change this one. Just trying to figure out. Wait. Yes, yeah, so this one. What's the spectrum output? I mean, we can calculate it ourselves, but I just don't understand. It's also not the output. It's not available. The output is only EG and error. Yeah, I would like the spectrum output as well. You can make it ourselves, but it's just there already, so. Why not show it? Second. Yeah, we don't need the ECG and the other stuff. Was it EMG? Even though we could add the EMG later. So I don't get it, like when you. Right. Actually, this is quite nice as well. But yeah, this user interface. But when you go palette menu, let's check. To know what What's that supposed to be doing? What? I'll leave that one for now. But it also has palette. Yes, this VI. What? Why was it so slow? Oh, noise. This functions. It's just they're just adding descriptions to the waveform. Okay. Seem to be redundant. That could have been done somewhere else. Conversion. Okay, this must be the main thing. Was generating EMG. It's just running continuously. Why? No. Why is it so slow? Right. The actual numbers in there, yeah. I can edit this because it's a clone, but yeah, we do have the source code for this. Create EMG, similar create. And that gives a spectrum output. Interesting. The envelope. And this one doesn't have any help or anything. But somewhere at the end of the rainbow, the model, what? Yeah, it comes down to this. This should be just a regular equation. I just don't understand why not write what the equation is and things like that. So trying to. Now every time it will open it on my other screen. Right. Wait, is this? That's the EMG stuff. What? Leave it there for later and do EEG first. We're trying to get to the bottom of like how this VIs actually work in terms of. We had that. We had that in memory. The problem is I can get rid of this stuff because we don't have hardware. So this could go simulator and generate. Yeah, that's fine. the other thing, we could split them up. But it's just dividing it by one. Like, yeah, it's suppose the original one has a gain of 1000, and this one is getting rid of the gain. We have the ECG. This is not the same. Spectrum. White noise is working. Lower limit. It's no reinitialize to default button. It actually looks much more realistic. Yeah, the help for these things is not great, but it has more morphologies than the example that we have running. It's PQRSTQ. That's pretty neat. Actually, better but more complicated model. Block size. Another acquisition time. Nice that you can select between them 50 hertz, 60 hertz. Can add your white noise. Essentially adding, removing DC. Yeah, 300 BPM is not. Should be limited at a lower number. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that will change the deviation. Yeah, it's nice. It's a different mode, I'm pretty sure. So it's using. It's using this ECG simulator. Um, yes, it's a better, a more precise model. Has more examples of morphologies. Uh, it's nice that it will show you the parameters because you can user define them as well. You can select your, say, R and move it around. And what's S? Yeah, the other example that I have online doesn't have the S deep. So you can move around the tier. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm trying to figure out then if I have the source code for it, this or not. So when you go into the palette, you have the fancy user interface, but then you have this thing as well. So this is the EMG, ECG. We had the EEG as well. So we could be using those. So what? Yeah, I need the source code for this thing. Say right, so I have the source code. But there seem to be more options in the, where was it? The yeah, the output, the this one doesn't seem to have the spectrum output. I can calculate it myself, but just trying to figure out how it's all set up. Those are really old examples. So yeah, EMG is probably less interesting. ECG, we have the one running online. This one is a much more detailed. Yeah, it has more morphologists. What's this one? Looks like the normal one. Yeah, elevated elevated D wave. So here you can manually change it as well. Just could be quite handy. Look like it's changing the width, it's changing the amplitude as well. How come? This one just changing the amplitude. Yeah, I think this one's doing both amplitude and width. Should width. Why not width alone? And the other example also, I don't have that S. Ooh, the S wave is not present. So yeah, what I'm trying to figure out is if I have the source code for this, which in theory is that. Just change the order. Yeah. How does the default? Why it's running for so long? Eventually, it's spits out a waveform. I can hear my CPU going. It's CPU, GPU. That's CPU. What on why? There's obviously something with these parameters that makes it run for a very long time. It's bizarre. That's the source code for it. Yeah, if no error, just do that. You have another thingy. What's AI? And still running. Still thinking about it. No, so obviously this one doesn't have all the. That's weird. Because the sub VI function of this one does have all the parameters set. And something must be wrong. Ooh. Right, so that's the actual. Right, so I got to the source code. There is a lot to it, isn't it? Sampling frequency. Only have ECG delta T as output. That makes sense. That's all you need, really. Um, is it still thinking about generating something? No, that has to. Right. It's gonna crash on me. Right. Managed to stop it. So that's the source code for ECG. ECG? Yeah, ECG simulation. Like a more detailed one. Even have this. Yeah, I like those because those are just mathematical equations. Yeah, so anything with all the hype with AI, machine learning, it all comes to this. Just a bunch of equations. So you need to know what they are. I mean, in this case, it will just, well, yeah, we all know division, square, multiplication, exponential. So you could just type them as Matlab thing. Just as like a one liner. It's nice that you can add the respiratory rate and standard deviation on top of it. A dev tool added as well, but not the respiratory rate. So respiratory rate, the one that adds like a DC on top of. Yeah, don't get it. Yeah, I have to close it to do anything else. Uh, I mean, we could use this VI if we get rid of the signal generator because we don't have hardware. It's looking for, well, actually, we do have hardware. but well, not the Elvis 2. We have the NI USB 6215, so we could use that instead if we actually connect it. But there's no reason to do it right now, so we could get rid of the generator and just use the simulate. But I'm still struggling to find all the source code for it. It doesn't seem that this is all of it, just some of it. No, this one's not doing anything. It's just changing the names. What's that one? Oh, this is so redundant. Like, it's just converting the waveform into dynamic data type. Don't know why you need a separate VI for this. What else do we have? So we have this one that looks almost identical to that, just without the display. Right. And what's that? Spectral. Create. What? That looks. Can't you? It's no, okay. So I do have the source code. I just still this. Still trying to. What's it? Create spectral. Creating sum of times. Right. Is this it? Sum of t. This is what it looks like. Composite spectrum. Wait. What do I? Right. If you click Control M, it will actually open the VI properly, like for editing. So where's that? That's the input. Power distribution. That's an input as well. I don't get it. I need the stuff that's generating that power distribution in the spectrum. I'll close that for now. Actually running it. No, because it's a clone. Are we gonna be able to do something useful with this? Don't understand how this was designed. It seemed to be either repeats of the same thing or can't find the main. It's just minimum, maximum. Right. This one. Come on. Sorry, it keeps opening everything on my other screen. But this one, yeah, it's not doing the actual thing. We expect to have some sort of waveform. This standard waveform generator at a certain frequency. So essentially generating noise at with certain frequency characteristic. Should be pretty straightforward. So it's no, sorry, that's for EEG. So for EEG, you just have noise with certain frequency component. Yeah, so this one should be flat. Just numbers. Yeah, the problem is it's auto scaling, so you can't really see the difference between the different elements of it. Right. Power noise. That's them being matched. Same amplitude. Let's start reducing this. Say 70, 50. You start making the EEG out of it. Yeah, I would have changed the whole user interface. It's not very useful. Right. So is the right. Yeah, I have to do something else. So if we copy that user interface, that should be the same as that. So no, we don't go a palette menu into the VI. That those are not the same. And if we turn this into, so if we open front panel, it will ask us to convert into VI. And this one. So add these to the same. They are clearly not. Sub-simulate. So you have simulate EG, then you have sub-simulate EG. So this one's just checking parameters. But why don't just do it in the same function, in the same VI? This is crazy. Okay, sub-simulate. Oh, something happened to my screen. Huh? Well, this that's running quickly. Something happened to this. Just open the. And again, we have this EG simulation. This didn't of sub VS. That's the same thing as we had before, which I couldn't figure out what's what. This is inbuilt National Instrument Labview example. So someone at NI built this. Can you tell me? Can any Labview users tell me what the problem with this VI is? It's a mess. Oh, the EV blog, Dave Jones, he just released a video. So yeah, when you're doing electronics, you have to route your circuit, and you have this in all major software. You have this automated routers, and now supposedly using all this AI. So he was testing one just in his last YouTube video. Go check it out. So it's doing something similar and trying to route all the wires in a circuit board. So here, looks pretty much the same as this one. Like an AI to route it, and it's just hilarious. Like how many mistakes and super weird things it is doing. Open the. But this seemed to be the source code for it. So at least we have the source code. It's not the fact that we want to actually use it. Super messy. The whole thing in general seemed to be working okay. So so we just like leave it as is and have it as an example, and then later build something from scratch, because yeah, obviously this scaling, adding noise, okay, adding noise is fine, scaling, okay, yeah, things like this. So you have this function doing multiplication. I mean, come on, give me a break. Like who decided? You can literally replace this thing by multiplication. You don't need a separate function for it to adding noise. It's just addition. No, it's not. This is actually doing something. And right, yeah, fine. Oh, noise. Oh, right. No, that should be okay. Yeah, I was testing before. It's working fine. So this one is okay. So this two okay. Then you have create EG simulation setting. Okay, so you take all the settings. That's okay. Just have a list of all of them. White noise amplitude, bandwidth, uh, block size, sampling rate. And they go into multiple places. Okay, the main one goes into what is the what is the while like an endless while loop? No, big no, just while true. That's a just wait. Then there is another while loop. Regenerate. No. So if it's regenerating. These two functions, sampling rate, in delta F and spectrum. 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 Why there's no defaults for these things? They hold zero. Oh, edit region. Specific for no, they all just zero. Sampling rate, delta. What sampling rate is that twice? That sampling rate is already right. And all these numbers are the same. Probe. Place a probe. Forgot how to put a probe. What? What? Okay. So delta. Well, I'm not able to place any probes. Something is running, is it? Yeah, I have to start over. Getting ridiculous. It's either redundant functions. Oh, now I can place probes. ECG. What's the ECG? Something was running background. Anyway, start over. Over. Was Labview altogether. Yeah, so we had that yeah, on Biomedical we have, what was it? Yeah, this ECG signal generator. Yeah, so this one is limited. So I was able to run it without the hardware. This is great. Yeah, everything in Labview is optimized for hardware, which we do have. If anyone actually asks, I can start recording my own EEG or ECG, which I did a couple weeks ago. Would be interesting if anyone asks a question, see my blood pressure uh, change. So this one here, so we removed the hardware bit where it sends the simulated signal to as a hardware output. We don't need that at the moment. Then, oh, okay, so we know the other thing, we want to put those inside the loop. So we want to be able to change the signal type and everything. I don't know why the shift registered there for the error. I mean, if there is an error, it just breaks. Should just stop working. Make some space here and move it across. Why? Yeah, this one just works. What? Shift register. Ah, okay. Oops. Yeah, sorry, I haven't used Matlab Labview in a while to get using that other thing that looks like Labview, but not really. For generating the web VIs. Move them one by one. Just doesn't. Just move all this inside. Why is it messing up? Oh, right. Control B. So now we should be able to. Whoop. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to keep changing that. Why do we even have that? We don't need it. Right. Now we can switch EMG and then ECG. Right. This is quite a lot of redundant stuff that we don't need. And we can change the signal type now on the fly, which is handy, nice and sweet. Sweet and short. Hey, me a second. Wait, it's just delay. Delay. Yeah, so doesn't look like a Labview, a real Labview user designed this example to begin with. It's some standard ways of Labview should look like. Right, so this thing now. This is also weird that it's scaling down the EGY. So why the input parameters are only limited? It's limited. Why is it limited? Yeah, yes, it's modified signal. That's fine. Clean up wire. And clean up everything at once, but sometimes it doesn't work well. I don't get it. Side sampling rate, then you have some what? Why I'm not getting. Right, so you're like presetting them once. You can't add the power noise. Why not? Why is it not an input to this? Oh, we can only change the. And you can't change those either. Okay, so the idea is that you preset them and then never touch them again. But what if I do want to change them? This one could be quite handy comparing, if you want like a direct comparison. I mean, it could be running in parallel. It would be even better. Trying to have this example. Yeah, this is a synthetic ECG, which I have on the website. It's working quite well, but this is a more detailed model. Yeah, it has examples of abnormal ECG. Oh, and we're talking EEG, right? So let's put them, get rid of the them running side by side or something, because at the moment you can switch between them. CMG is fine, just go quiet and then there's a burst. You have ECG. Yeah, so those are the different bands in ECG, the stuff that he was talking about. So yes, in theory, you can control anything when you have one of them becoming more elevated than the other. Then your brain essentially changing state. Then you can control anything you want. Question is like how reliable it is. Yeah, your filters make a lot of So if you have any noise in the signal, I can show you from the website. You have you can play around with the filter settings. It will start being more overlapped. So the question is, if you say find an elevated something in your signal, the question is, how do you know it's not random or noise? How do you even know it's real EEG? You could be just recording EMG. The person could be just moving around, moving slightly. You can detect like eye blinks and things through EEG. Some will be coming as muscle, and some could be coming actually from the area in the brain that's responsible for vision. But yes, you can do some sort of like independent component analysis and things like that to try and determine which one, like to separate between them. But in this case, in this signal, I'm actually highly confident that this is EEG and this is elevated beta, which is supposed to tell you something about the state of the brain. But if I'm recording my own and I'm just, and the leads are moving, then I could be, processing my EMG thinking it's EEG. So it's been a problem for many years now. And I don't know if AI is able to. I mean, yes, but you have to tell me the equation. Tell me what equation is being used. I can then tell you what's behind it. Those are basic filters, and yes, you can set the bandwidth and the like. Yes, so say that alpha wave, like when you increase the bandwidth, you change so now they start like overlapping one on top of another. What is that? This example I was trying to get the source code for it, and I do have it, but only some of it, not all of it. I can't get all of it, even though it should be there somewhere. But yeah, those examples been me in Labview for, I don't know how old is it, 20 years or something. To, to actually tell you, they actually discontinued that biomedical toolkit, but then there was a separate something. Yeah, and it's all geared towards actually spitting it out, that signal from hardware. But uh, yeah, it's only useful, say, if you're testing a device. So say that headgear that was used in the video, you actually need to test it to make sure that's not distorting your signal. So you have a synthetic EEG or ECG, EEG in that case, and you want to make sure that it's not doing anything funny with the signal, that that's not distorting anything, for example. So you could have a bad amplifier, which you would because it's consumer grade, so you'll be saving cost. And then you might be thinking you're looking at the same frequency, but it's actually a different frequency. Yeah, so this is real data that you can play with. You don't have to record it of yourself. This data set have also, these subjects had seizures, so they will have spiking, neural spiking as well. Not this file, just another file. I'll probably have. Yeah, this won't be it. Yeah, so for diagnosis of something, so say if I'm suspecting this as epileptic seizures, which is that channels just seem to be noisier. More right. Yeah, so there's already 30 papers came out of this data set. So if you don't search on YouTube, if you go Scholar, so they analyze this data like so many times. So yeah, the stuff they found quite a lot. Well, first that the patients under report seizures, so the device recording normally much more seizures than the patient's self report to have. Just finish the streaming next time. Yes, we'll have this one. Yeah, hopefully we can do something more useful with this. Can have EEG and then inject have EEG running and then inject muscle artifacts into it. That could be handy. Yeah. And ECG is all relevant. So you can do synthesize like all of them and look at them simultaneously. So try doing that next stream, probably tomorrow. I'll see you around. Check out biokiosk.com. Let me know what you think, or if you have any ideas for something to be changed or added. Happy to try and do that. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.